Hi, this is International Master John Watson. I'm here at the Norway Chess Tournament. I'm not here physically, but I'm discussing the Norway Chess Tournament. A very exciting and important round. I guess they're all important. Let me just tell you what happened first before we get to the game of the day, which I will be showing you. Magnus Carlsen won against Alexander Grischuk, but it was a very strange win. Maybe it made up for Carlsen's clock loss, because Grischuk had maybe slightly the better of the opening and very uninspired play by Carlsen. Things were simplified and it was just headed towards a draw. And Grischuk did something he does a lot, which is get in terrible time pressure, just making incredibly obvious moves. He took forever playing them, and he had a choice of plenty of moves that were equivalently good. He's been doing this a lot, and he may be a great blitz player, but he blundered horribly right at the time control move, the exact time control move, and lost immediately. Had to resign on the next move. So Carlsen got a break for a change, and Grischuk is very sad because he's such a great player and managed to lose the game. Okay, Hikaru Nakamura and Vishwanath Anand drew. That game was not horrendously interesting, but it was interesting. It was just very balanced. They both played well. Hikaru pushed a little at the end, maybe even risked a little at the end to try and get something going, and didn't succeed, and the game petered out to a draw. Maxim Vachier-Lagrave drew Anand Giri. They played something they've played before, very recently actually, an opening that they played before all the way out to quite a few moves, and then played some harmless moves, and then had a pretty quick draw. Not a fascinating game. Levan Aronian and Caruana Fabiano was another very exciting game. I'll show you a position from that. In the end, Levan Aronian won, and I think I will show you that later, so I won't tell you exactly how it happened. And the game before us is John Ludwig Hammer versus Veselin Topalov. So and let me tell you the standings now. I might as well tell you who won these games. Aronian won his game and Topalov won his game. So Topalov is having an amazing tournament, 4.5 out of 5. And he got a little lucky in this game too, so he's had quite a bit of luck, but he's such a really wonderful player. It's nice to see him do well, actually. I'm sure he's had his share of bad luck in the past. We all have. Hikaru Nakamura is now at 3.5 out of 5 in clear second. Anand Giri is 3 out of 5, 3 points. Vishwanath Anand is 3. Fabiano Caruana is at 2. He lost. Alexander Grischuk lost, so he's still at 2. Maxim Vachier-Lagrave is above them at 2.5, so he's in sole 5th place. Lev Aronian is at 2 now, and Jan Ludwig Hammer is at 1, and Magnus Carlsen has pushed himself up to 1.5. So at the very top we have Topalov at 4.5, 1 point behind is Hikaru Nakamura at 3.5, and then in the next slot is Anand Giri and Vishwanath Anand, who are at 3. So let me show you the game in front of you. This is Hammer and Topalov, really one of the two fairly exciting games of the day, or at least interesting, dramatic games. Okay, now this is a Slav defense, one of the most very conservative move, e3. It does allow bishop f5, which knight c3 does not. So bishop f5 happens. You may be familiar with some of this. Now white decides to try and get the bishop pair. This is really the standard plan these days. Black has done very well in this position generally, unless, except for these lines, in which, so that makes these lines critical. The idea is just get rid of that, get the bishop pair, and good players love having the bishop pair, basically. And it may be an even game objectively, because black's going to have better development, but white is happy to have an imbalance. The only other move is this, and usually after this move, white very soon afterwards plays knight h4 anyway. So here we go. Now black doesn't want to get these pawns doubled and split, which is actually not always that bad, but normally plays this. Now there are other moves, bishop g4, things like that. White decides to grab that bishop, and that opens up the file. So in return for the bishop